Dear students, today we are going to solve 22 exercises from NCERT book of chapter 10 haloalkanes and haloarenes. Yes students, let us see the exercises. Name the following halides according to IUPAC term. Dear students, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry IUPAC system of nomenclature follows 5 principles. The number 1 is choose the longest chain. Number 2, give the alphabetical order of names. And 3, prefix of mono, di, tri, tetra. At the same time, give the numbering to the substituent. Let us see the first example. It is 2-chloro-3-methyl butane. Why it is 2-chloro-3-methyl? Why not 3-chloro-2-methyl? Because, so give the numbering from this side where the substituents gets lowest number, that is 2, 3, and this is methyl. That means this carbon is attached to 2 methyl groups, this side 1 and this side 1. So parent carbon is having 4 carbons, so it is butane, and 2-chloro-3-methyl butane, and it is secondary alkyl halide. Dear students, please pay the attention while I am giving the answers. If you have any doubts or queries, please post in comment box. Yes, let us see the answers. So this is 1-bromo-3,3-dimethyl, 1-phenyl butane, 2-bromo, 3-chloro, 5-methyl, X2-ene. So it is 2-ene. Double bond should be given priority over substituent, right? So this side 1, 2, 3. This is 4 carbon, and this is 5, and 1 is here attached to dimethyls means. So this carbon is having 2. So X2-ene, isn't it? So this is how you can give the nomenclature, that is 4-bromo, 4-methyl, pent. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons, and here 1 methyl is here. So 4-bromo, 4-methyl pent-2-ene, and it is allylic halide. Allylic halide is the halide which is attached to the carbon which is beta to this double bond. So this is allyl carbon, and this bromine is allyl bromide. Allyl bromides are highly reactive compounds, and these are stable also, right? So this is para-chloro, 1-chloro-4,2-methyl propyl benzene, right? Like this you can give the numbering, students. So it is very easy. If you know the IUPAC rules, you can give the number 2-bromo 3-chloro-butane, and 1-bromo 1-chloro, 1-bromo 4-chloro. Like this you can write the numbers. Now comes a question. If the name is given, how to write? Here it is 2-chloro-3-methyl pentane, right? So it is, write down from this side 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It is pentane. Alkane means it is pentane. It is 2-chloro-3-methyl pentane. Like this you can give the numbering. Para-bromo-chlorobenzene. Yes, so this is ortho, meta and para. Actually when it comes to IUPAC nomenclature, it should be 1-bromo 4-chlorobenzene, 1-chloro-4-ethyl cyclohexane. Like this you can write the structure. 2,2-chlorophenyl 1-iodooctane. There is nothing much, students, to learn the names nomenclature. You can write down on your own also. So these are all the answers, and for your convenience I am giving the notes of this full presentation as a PDF file just below description of this video. You can download that file also. However, wherever the explanation is required, I am going to explain. And when it comes to the dipole moment, yes students, so dipole moment, most of the students may write it as 0 because they may think that this is a structure dichloro. Yes, so dichloromethane. Yes, this is also correct structure of writing, but the carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon is not planar, it is going to be tetrahedral. So tetrahedral carbon, the electron density, pulling of electron density by this chlorine and this chlorine is not equal, not in one plane, right? So the pulling is like this side and another side. So like this it is going to pull the electron density towards this side. So the dipole moment is not going to be 0. For example, if you take this carbon dioxide, dipole moment is 0, right? So when it comes to this dichloromethane, the dipole moment is 1.62 dBi units. When it comes to chloroform, yes, so this chlorine is pulling the electron density towards this side and this is pulling this side. But equal ratio of pulling is from this side. So these two chlorines are pulling each other against to each other. So this is going to be little bit zero, nearly zero. So that is why the dipole moment in dichloromethane when compared to chloroform, it is less than the dichloromethane. When it comes to CCl4, yes, so all four centers are occupied with chlorines. So the electron density pulling by this is nullified by this. This is nullified by this. So it is 0. Similar way in methane also the dipole moment is going to be 0. So like this, dichloromethane is going to have highest dipole moment when it comes to chloroform. It is 1.03 and CCl4 it is going to be 0. Yes students, next a hydrocarbon C5H10, it may be cycloalkane or it can be alkene. C5H10 means CnH2n. The general molecular formula says that it can be alkene or cycloalkane. Alkenes undergoes chlorination, does not react with chlorine in dark, means it is not going to be the alkene, but gives a single monochloro compound in bright sunlight. Identify the hydrocarbon. So it is very simple students. So this, since it is alkane, this chlorination is not going to take place at a dark place where alkanes do not undergo chlorination as SN2 reaction conditions. So there is no question of chlorination in dark condition, but when it comes to sunlight in light, alkanes or cycloalkanes undergoes free radical substitution reaction where you will get this chloro compound and as one compound. Why one compound? Whether this chlorine is attached to here, here, here or here. So all are going to give only one compound. So that is why the correct structure of the starting metal is this cyclopentane. Next, write the isomers of the compound having formula C4H9 bromide. So what is the general formula? It is alkyl halide. Alkyl halides are the general formula CnH2n plus 1 and halogen. So 4 into 2, 8 plus 1, 9 and bromine. So it is alkene. There is no double bond. So write down the structures. Yes, you can write down 1-bromobutane and you can place this methyl here, 1-bromo-2-methyl propane, 2-bromobutane, 2-bromo-2-methyl propane. Like this you can write the structures. Just simply focus on the structures, you will get the answer. Next, when it comes to write the equations for the preparation of 1-iodobutane. So what you have to do, you have to treat it with potassium iodide in H3PO4. You are going to get iodo compound. For directly alcohol to iodo you can prepare like this. If it is given chlorine, and you can perform Finkelstein reaction where lower halogens, chlorine is replaced by bromine, bromine is replaced by iodine, or chlorine and bromines are replaced by iodine, whereas fluorine is not going to be replaced by any other halogen, and that fluorine, if it is given, you have to follow Schwarz reaction, right? Here it is iodo compound. You can prepare iodo compound from chlorobutane by Finkelstein reaction simply by treating it with potassium iodide in acetone, and acetone must be dry. Dry acetone must be added to give this iodobutane. When it comes to butene to iodobutane, how will you prepare? Yes, you may not do this peroxide reaction with iodine. Iodine is not going to undergo peroxide halogenation in presence of peroxide. So what you have to do, two-step reaction. So just now what I said, this bromine can be replaced or exchanged with iodine under Finkelstein reaction condition. So bromo to iodo, yes, you can prepare by Finkelstein reaction. This is sodium iodide and acetone. But from alkene, primary alkene to primary or N-alkane is done by treating HBr with in presence of peroxide. In presence of peroxide, it is Kharasch effect. Kharasch effect gives anti-Markovnikov's addition product. Kharasch effect in presence of peroxide, alkenes undergoes anti-Markovnikov's addition to give this 1-bromoalkene. Actually, if I do not use this peroxide, it should give bromine here substitution, but since I am using peroxide, it is going to give this 1-bromo compound. It is because of Kharasch effect where this reaction follows free radical mechanism. Yes students, so this is how you can prepare the compounds. Next, what are ambident nucleophiles? Explain with an example. Ambident nucleophiles, for example, cyanide. So cyanide, when I take the potassium cyanide is a nucleophile of cyanide, where is going to give potassium K plus Cn minus. So Cn minus is a nucleophile, and this potassium cyanide is ionic, so easily ionizes this potassium cyanide into potassium plus and cyanide minus. When it comes to silver cyanide is covalent compound, where the break of this carbon and silver is not going to take place that easily in aqueous solution. However, the lone pair electrons which are there are nitrogen already. Yes, here also lone pair electrons are there, but it is going to form easily this nucleophile, whereas in silver cyanide it is going to have this lone pair of electrons. These lone pair of electrons are going to act as nucleophile of neutral nucleophile. Neutral nucleophile is going to attack onto carbon. For example, if I take carbon, this is halogen, alkyl halide, or whatever the substituents. So when I treat it with potassium cyanide, it is going to substitute this chlorine to give chlorine cyanide. Cn it is going to give as alkyl cyanide. When I treat the same compound with silver cyanide, so it is going to give carbon, silver cyanide, nitrogen is going to be attached first, then it is isocyanide. This NC is known as isocyanide. So isocyanates can be prepared by using silver cyanide, because silver cyanide is a covalent bond containing compound. It is not going to form ions. And what is ambident? So if the nucleophile is having capability to attack from both the sides, so when it comes to cyanide, it can attack as cyanide nucleophile or isocyanide nucleophile. So which compound in each of the following pairs will react faster in SN2 reaction with hydroxide? As we know, SN2 reactions are observed in the halides which are primary. Primary alkyl halides undergoes SN2, whereas tertiary alkyl halides undergoes SN1. So when you take this methyl bromide and methyl iodide, both are primary carbons. So primary carbons both are SN2. Yes, SN2 takes place, but which is easy to substitute this C bromide and C carbon iodide. What is the bond distance between this carbon iodide and carbon bromide? Which bond length which is more in these two compounds? So carbon and iodine bond length is more, so it is break the bond. So the incoming OH group easily enter. So the SN2 reaction takes place very easily in methyl iodide when compared to methyl bromide. Then comes to tertiary butyl chloride. This is tertiary butyl chloride. So by default, tertiary butyl chloride or tertiary carbon compounds do not undergo SN2. So these compounds undergo SN1, right? So methyl chloride easily undergoes SN2 reaction. So this is how SN1 and SN2 you can differentiate based on the carbon nature, right? Next, predict all the alkenes that would be formed by dehydrohalogenation of the following halides with sodium ethoxide in ethanol. Dear students, alkyl halides in presence of base in ethanol, that is alcohol, undergoes elimination reaction, beta elimination, not substitution. So this elimination reaction follows Saint-Jeff's rule. So Saint-Jeff's rule states that the beta hydrogen must be removed from the carbon which is highly substituted. Dear students, so this is the base. It takes up the proton to give, this is going to form carbanion. This carbanion is secondary carbanion. So this cyclohexyl group, 1 bromo, 1 methyl cyclohexane is having, this is 1 beta carbon, this is 1 beta carbon, and this is also 1 beta carbon. So what is beta carbon? The carbon which is attached to a halogen is alpha carbon, and this alpha followed by carbon is beta carbon. So this alpha carbon or this halogen containing carbon is attached to 3 different beta carbon. So among these 3, if I take out the proton by this base, it is going to give secondary carbanion. If I take out the proton from this methyl group, it is going to give, so this base takes up this proton and it is going to give CH2 minus, it is primary carbanion. So among primary and secondary carbon, which is more stable? Secondary is more stable when compared to primary. So the more stable carbanion favors the formation of elimination by Saint-Jacques rule. So Saint-Jacques rule states that remove the beta hydrogen from the carbon which is highly substituted. So among these carbon and this carbon which is highly substituted, this is substituted with 3 protons. When it comes to this carbon, it is substituted with 1 hydrogen and here another hydrogen will be there and substituted with 2 carbons. So it is highly substituted carbon. So the remove the hydrogen from highly substituted carbon. That is why the compound which is formed by removal of hydrogen from ring carbon is going to be formed major, and the elimination product from this methyl group is going to be the minor. Next, 2-chloro-2-methyl butane. So this is primary, and if you remove hydrogen from here, it is also primary. This is primary, this is primary. However, if you remove the beta hydrogen from here, it is going to be secondary. So secondary carbanion is more stable. So the product from secondary carbanion is going to be the major product. Next, 2,2,3-trimethyl-3-bromopentane. The concept is Saint-Jacques rule, students. So remove the hydrogen from the more stable compound. Yes, is it possible hydrogen from this carbon? So this is bromine, this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon, this is beta carbon, this is also beta carbon, but it is not attached to hydrogens, right? So it is going to give either this side or this side. So this is primary carbon and this is secondary carbon. So secondary carbon more stable carbanion. That is why this side is going to be major product. Next, ethane to butyne. Dear students, ethanol to but-1,9 is very straightforward, students. Ethanol to chloroethane, simply by treating with thionyl chloride, you are going to get ethyl chloride. This ethyl chloride upon alcoholic KOH reaction, it is undergoes elimination reaction to give ethylene. Ethylene upon bromination gives dibromo. Alkane, dibromoalkane upon treatment with alcoholic KOH, it is going to give bromoethylene. Bromoethylene treatment with sodium amide in liquid ammonia, we are going to get sodium acetylide. This sodium acetylide upon reaction with these two, when you mix these two compounds, you are going to get butane. So you are going to get but-1,9. This is how you can prepare triple bond compound from ethanol. Yes, students, so this type of questions are very important when it comes to your board exams, or even in your NEET or JEE exams also. They may ask what could be the product or compound here. They may write B, A, B, C, D like that, and they will ask the sequence. Yes, students, so please concentrate on conversions. Next, ethane to bromoethane. So ethane, what are you doing? Ethane to, in presence of light, it is going to give bromoethane. This bromoethane elimination gives ethylene. Ethylene upon bromination gives dibromo compound. It is going to give bromoethene. This is double bond alkene bromethene. Yes, students, it is nothing but vinyl bromide. Vinyl bromide is going to be bromoethene. So propene to 1-nitropropane. Yes. So propene to 1-nitropropane. How will you do? Silver nitrite. So silver nitrite is ambidentate. Just now what I said, silver nitrite, it is going to react as nitrite compound. When it comes to potassium nitrite, if I use potassium nitrite, it is going to be like this, ON, like this. So oxygen can attack. So use silver nitrite if you want to make nitrite nitro compound from halogen alkyl halide. So how to make this alkyl halide from propene? Yes, students. So here comes Kharash effect. Where Kharash effect says that. So this is propene. When I treat this propene alkene in presence of HBr, what I will get? Usually, so this double bond adds to proton to give more stable carbocation. This is usual condition, students. So this is CH. Here CH2, already CH2 is here, hydrogen is now added. So in reaction, bromine is here, right? Bromine minus. So what is the intermediate here? In this case, this is secondary carbocation. This is stable secondary carbocation. Now it adds to this secondary carbocation to give. So this is the bromide you are going to get in usual reaction conditions of alkene to alkyl halide when you treat it with HBr. Yes. However, when I use HBr in presence of peroxide, it is undergoes Kharash effect. Kharash effect takes place because in presence of peroxide, this HBr is undergoing homolysis to give free radical mechanism to give this 1-bromopropane. This 1-bromopropane easily reacts with silver nitrate in ethanol and water to give 1-nitropropane. This is how you can prepare 1-nitropropane starting from this propene. Next, toluene to benzyl alcohol. Toluene to benzyl. What is toluene? Methyl benzene is toluene. So toluene upon chlorination, yes, you are going to get benzyl chloride. Usually this benzylic position chlorination can be done using NCS, N-chlorosuccinamide. Gives exclusively benzylic chlorination. So this N-chlorosuccinamide is a solid where you can use easily for the conversion of toluene to benzyl chloride. So this is benzyl chloride. This benzyl chloride simply aqueous KOH treatment, it undergoes SN2 reaction conditions to give alcohol, benzyl alcohol. Yes students. Next, propene to propyne. So propene, simple bromination, it is going to give 1,2-dibromopropane. This 1,2-dibromopropane, 2 times I have to do elimination. So first time it is going to give double bond here, then further treatment it is going to give triple bond. So propyne, so 2 times elimination it is going to give this propyne. Next, ethanol to ethyl fluoride. So ethyl fluoride Finkelstein reaction can be done for chlorine to bromine. Yes, you can exchange chlorine with bromine or chlorine with iodine or bromine with iodine. But it is not going to exchange fluoride. So Finkelstein reaction you are not supposed to perform to make fluorides. Then what is the reaction? Leftover is Schwarz reaction, where Schwarz reaction where use of this metal halide G2F2 or silver fluoride like that compounds. Yes, you can use silver fluoride and make these fluoride compounds. Exchange of chlorine with alkyl chlorine with fluorine by Schwarz reaction. How will you bring about the following conversions? Bromomethane to propanone. This is methyl bromide. When you treat it with potassium cyanide, so you need another 2 carbon students. So we are making a carbon here, propanone. So you are getting this acetonitride. Now this bromomethane upon treatment with magnesium, I am going to get this methyl magnesium bromide. This is Grignard reagent. This methyl magnesium bromide plus acetonitride. So this is nucleophile. I am going to get methyl nucleophile. So here it is triple bond is here going to attack onto this carbon and nitrogen is going to get negative charge like this double bond. So magnesium is going to act to this. Now when you add water, so it is going to break, imine is going to break to give this alkyl or ketone to give propanone, which is nothing but acetone. Next, butene to butene, 1 into 2 in. How to convert? So this is 1 in. When you do HBr addition, it's going to form this secondary bromine. So it is Markovnikov's addition. Now when you do elimination, so it follows Sage-Jobs rule. Sage-Jobs rule where the elimination or eliminating hydrogen will be removed from the carbon which is having more substitutions. Where so this is beta carbon or beta hydrogen here and this is also beta hydrogen. So among these two, which is more favorable based on Sage-Jobs rule? So removal of this hydrogen forms major product which is nothing but 2-butene. So this is how you can prepare this 2-butene. 1-chlorobutane to an octane, right? So this is chloro to octane. What is the reaction? This is Woods reaction. Simply take this chlorobutane and add sodium metal in dry ether. You are going to end up with an octane. Next, benzene to biphenyl. So it is also Fittig reaction. So Dear students, there are three types of reaction. Woods reaction, Woods-Fittig reaction, Fittig reaction. When it comes to Woods reaction, yes, just now we have seen alkyl halide in presence of sodium gives dimer of that alkane chain. For example, butyl bromide or butyl chloride in presence of sodium, it is going to form octane. Right. When it comes to Woods-Fittig reaction says that alkyl halide plus aryl halide. Alkyl halide plus aryl halide when treated, for example, methyl chloride plus chlorobenzene. If I treat it in presence of sodium, it is going to form toluene. This is known as Woods-Fittig reaction. When it comes to Fittig reaction, is the reaction where aryl halides forms biphenyls. So this is biphenyl, where it is known as Fittig reaction. The mechanism is same like Woods reaction. Students, next, explain why the dipole moment of chlorobenzene is lower than that of cyclohexyl chloride. Yes, students. So chlorobenzene, what is the hybridation? It is sp2. sp2. Moreover, it has this lone pair of electrons. It can donate this lone pair of electrons with resonance structure, and it gets stabilized by resonance with ring carbon to give double bond like structure. Double bond like structure. This is going to form this double bond structure. Is lower than that of cyclohexyl. Yes, students. So this double bond character like this chlorobenzene is less polar, right? So it is not going to show inductive effect because it is double bonded carbon. When it comes to this sp3 carbon, yes, it is going to show inductive effect, and it is going to pull the electron density towards its chlorine. So that is why it is going to act as -I affecting group, where the electron density pulling towards this gives dipole moment more than this chlorobenzene. It is very simple, students. In alkyl halides, chlorine is going to act as inductive effect. So it pulls the electron density towards it. So dipole moment. So this is going to be like this. When it comes to aryl halides, in aryl halides, instead of inductive effect, it is going to show mesomeric effect by donating this lone pair of electrons with resonance with this ring carbon and get stabilized, and this is not going to pull the electron density towards it that effectively when compared to alkyl halides. So that is why the dipole moment is less than in aryl halides when compared to alkyl halides. Next, explain why alkyl halides, though polar, are immiscible with water. So one thing, most of the organic compounds are not soluble. When it comes to alcohol, alcohols are soluble with water because hydrogen bonding. Whereas these alkyl halides, though they are polar similar to alcohols, but they are immiscible because the forces attraction between water and alkyl halide molecules are weaker than the forces of attraction already existing between alkyl halide and halide. So that is why they are immiscible. Next, Grignard reagent should be prepared under anhydrous conditions. Yes, dry ether must be used. Why? If I do not use dry conditions, so Grignard reagents are very reactive. So alkyl magnesium halides, if it finds even moisture which is available in air also, it is going to take up this proton to form hydrocarbon. Yes. So the main idea of using this alkyl magnesium halide is going to be spoiled by simply add up one drop of water also. It is going to spoil the Grignard reagent. So that is why it must be done under extreme dry conditions. Next, give the uses of freon, DDT, carbon tetrachloride and iodoform. Dear students, freons, yes, you know, freons are refrigerants. Yes, aerosol propellant, air conditioning purposes. This is DDT. It is insecticide and which used to kill the mosquitoes and lice. However, DDT is banned because it is having some environmental problem, right? So CCl4 commonly used solvent in organic chemistry lab, and previously it was used as fire extinguisher, but now it is removed because it is found to show that it is some carcinogenic, that is cancer causing. Iodoform, nowadays iodoform is not in use. However, previously it used to be used as antiseptic. Write the structures of major organic product in each of the following reactions. What is happening in each reaction? So this is 1, 2, 3. Propyl chloride. When you treat it with sodium iodide, what is the reaction? Finkelstein reaction. This chlorine is going to be exchanged with iodine in acetone. You are going to get iodopropane. So when it comes to this tertiary butyl bromide, so ethanol and heat. So here your knowledge comes, friends. Ethanol means it is alcohol. So what is the reaction it undergoes? Substitution or elimination? Base in alcohol elimination. So it is going to form 2-methyl propene. Propene you are going to get. And when it comes to bromo alkane in presence base in presence of water, you are going to get alcohol. Substitution is going to be take place. Next. So what is the reaction? This is write the structures of major organic product in each of the reactions, following reactions. So ethyl bromide treating with potassium cyanide in ethanol. What is the product you are going to get? Cyanide is going to be attached. So ethyl cyanide. Yes students, ethyl nitrile or propane nitrile. Yes. So sodium ethoxide, when you treat it with ethyl chloride, what is going to form? Ether, phenyl ethyl ether. Williamson's ether synthesis. Next, so alcohol, when you treat it with thionyl chloride, yes, you are going to get chloride. Here it is very simple reaction, students. Next, and alkene, so this is always is going to be asked in your exams. Alkene, so Kharash effect. Whenever you see peroxide, it is because of Kharash effect. Kharash effect is nothing but it is going to form free radical here and here. So free radical is going to attack this bromine to give N-butyl bromide, not 2-bromobutane. Yes students. Whereas the same compound or similar compound, if I do only with HBr without peroxide, yes, what is the compound? I am going to get this second position which is going to form Markovnikov's product. So what is Markovnikov's rule? Markovnikov's rule states that the incoming nucleophile adds to the carbon which is highly substituted. Yes. So it is going to be attached to this carbon which is already highly substituted. Yes. So it is tertiary carbon. That is why Markovnikov's product. This is Markovnikov's product. This is anti-Markovnikov's product. Next, write the mechanism of the following reaction where butyl bromide, potassium cyanide, butyl cyanide. What is happening? It is very simple, students. Cyanide. Yes, cyanide is going to attack onto this bromine, similar to is SN2 type reaction, isn't it? So it is primary halide. So SN2 type reaction it is going to take place. Cyanide is going to come here, and N-butyl cyanide you are going to get. Next, arrange the compounds of each set in order of reactivity towards SN2 displacement reaction. So SN2 it should be primary carbon SN2, right? So 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. So it is tertiary, right? So tertiary is going to be last, and this is 1-bromo pentane. 1-bromo pentane is primary, so it comes here, goes here, and 2-bromo pentane is comes here, right? So what is the sequence? This is reactivity towards SN2 displacement. Each set in order. So fast reaction will be observed in 1-bromo pentane, right? Let us see. Yes. So 1-bromo pentane undergoes very easily under SN2, followed by 2-bromo, followed by 2-bromo 2-methyl butane. Next, so similar way SN2 reaction again. So this side, or I can write like this: primary this side. So first 1-bromo 3-methyl butane, 2-bromo 3-methyl butane. So it is going to be fast, right? Followed by 2-bromo 3-methyl. This is going to be here. So this is 2-bromo 2-methyl. Arrange the compounds of each set in order of reactivity towards SN2. Same thing, students. Just you can work out on this primary and secondary, tertiary formula. And out of this chloro is more easily hydrolyzed by aqueous KOH. So again ionization takes place. So this is diphenyl. It is going to, when it comes out, it is going to form carbocation here. So this is the carbocation which is highly stabilized by these two rings. Resonance stabilization is more, so it is formed major. When it comes to this benzyl chloride, yes, it is also easy to form, but when compared to this carbocation which is benzylic, right, and secondary, is more stable than this. So stability is more easily hydrolyzed by aqueous KOH. Since the CH chloride carbocation is more stable than this, that is why. So this diphenyl methyl chloride is going diphenyl methyl chloride is going to undergo very easily, or phenyl benzyl chloride is going to undergo hydrolysis very easily when compared to simple benzyl chloride. So it is going to form very easily. Next, para-dichlorobenzene has higher melting point than those of ortho and meta. Yes, students. So when you compare this ortho, so this is ortho, this is meta, this is para with respect to this chlorine group. So when you compare the melting points, so this is melting point in Kelvin. So 249, 56 and 323. Yes. So it is because the crystal structures of para substituted isomers fits in crystal lattice better as compared to ortho and meta. So because of its symmetry, or it is straight like this structure, so it is like straight rods like structure, it is going to form fits in crystal lattice better. So the crystal is going to be tough, so it is going to be more stable and its melting point is going to be more. So when it comes to this, it is not straight, it is like zigzag, like, right, Mowgli-stick. This is like Mowgli-stick. So when it comes to this, it is like half moon circle type. So it is not going to fit very easily in crystal lattice. So that is why, yes students, how the following conversions can be carried out. It is very important, students. Propene to 1-propanol. Yes, just now I have explained. So first do Karash effect HBr bromination, then followed by KOH. KOH forms elimination. Aqueous KOH gives alcohol, from bromine to alcohol. So if I want to make back reaction, what is the reagent? Alcohol to halide? Yes. What is the reagent? Thionyl bromide. Yes, you can use thionyl bromide, SOBr2. Next. So ethanol to butane. Just now I explained in previous slides. So this is how you can make this sodium acetylide and chloroethane you can add together at this stage to give but19. It is repeated, same question. Yes, 10.9. And 1-bromopropane to 2-bromopropane. So it is also what you have to do: dehydrohalogenation, alcoholic KOH elimination gives propene. This propene, upon Markovnikov addition, this time we are not using peroxide, right? If I use peroxide, I will get bromine at this position, bromine, right? But I need this 2-bromopropane, so it is Markovnikov addition. Toluene to benzyl alcohol, it is also repeated, students. So just now what I said, this benzylic halogenation is done better by NCS, or you can use N-bromosuccinimide, where bromination followed by hydrolysis is going to be very easy. Benzyl chloride to benzyl alcohol, then benzene to 4-bromo-nitrobenzene. So this is very important, students. So bromination using bromine, and in presence of ferric bromide, electrophilic substitution takes place to give bromobenzene. This bromobenzene, upon nitration, it is going to get 4-bromo-nitrobenzene. If not this route, if you do first nitration, HNO3 plus H2SO4, HNO3 plus H2SO4 concentrated solutions, nitration is going to take place. No doubt you are going to get nitrobenzene. So this is bromobenzene is ortho-para directing group, ortho and para directing group, and para substituted 4-nitrobenzene is going to be formed as major when compared to 2-nitro or ortho-nitro bromobenzene, because the incoming nitro group and already existing bromo group will have repulsion because of this bulky nature of this bromine. So that is why para bromo or 4-bromo-nitrobenzene is going to be found major in this case. When you take benzene and do nitration, yes, simply you will get nitrobenzene. What is the orientation of nitrobenzene? Nitrobenzene is meta directing group. So this incoming electrophile will approach this meta group, where you will end up with meta nitrobromobenzene. If I do after this nitrobenzene and do bromination, say same bromine these conditions, bromine in ferric bromide, I am going to get this meta bromo. This sequence is very important. First do bromination followed by nitration, but not nitration followed by bromination. This is next. So benzyl alcohol to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. How to do? So benzyl alcohol, thionyl chloride, you will get benzyl chloride treatment with potassium cyanide, you are going to get benzyl cyanide. Benzyl cyanide, when you do the hydrolysis, you are going to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid or phenyl acetic acid. It is phenyl acetic acid. Phenyl acetic acid. Yes, next ethanol to propane nitrile. Ethanol to propane nitrile. Yes, what will you do? Phosphorus in presence of iodine is going to convert alcohols to iodine. Ethyl iodide you are going to get. Ethyl iodide easily reacts with potassium cyanide in presence of alcohol and water. You are going to get propane nitrile. Yes, so instead of making this iodide, even you can make chloride by thionyl chloride. But when it comes to reaction with potassium cyanide, alkanes reacts very fast than alkyl chloride. So that is why making iodo compound is better to get better yields of this propane nitride. Next, aniline to chlorobenzene. Aniline to chlorobenzene, what is the reaction? Sandmeyer reaction, students. So first do diazotization. What is diazotization? So take aniline and take aniline in aqueous HCl at 0 degree centigrade, then add sodium nitrate at 0 degree centigrade to give this diazonium chloride. This diazonium chloride easily replaceable or displacement takes place with various halides or other groups under Sandmeyer reactions where it gives chlorobenzene and 2-chlorobutane, even azide also you can prepare. Yes, azide also is sodium azide. If I add sodium azide, it is going to give azide. So there are number of reactions, Sandmeyer reaction. I will explain. You will get this in your aniline chapters or amines chapter. Next, so this is 2-chlorobutane to 3,4-dimethyl hexane. What is happening? So simply make dimer, triethyl Woods reaction. We are going to get this product. Next, how the following conversions can be carried out? 2-methyl propene to 2-chloro 2-methyl propane. 2-methyl propene, Markovnikov's addition. When you do with HCl, you are going to get 2-chloro 2-methyl propane. It is straightforward questions. Next, ethyl chloride to propanoic acid. What will you do? Ethyl chloride upon treatment with cyanide. Just now what I said, you are going to get propane nitrile. You are going to get this upon hydrolysis. You are going to get propanoic acid. So in previous examples, we made first this iodide, right? So iodo to cyanide to next. Butene to butyl iodide. So this butene upon peroxide anti-Markovnikov's addition, you are going to get N-bromo, this butane. This butane-Finkelstein reaction conditions, it is going to be exchanged with iodine with sodium iodide to give this N-butyl iodide. Next, how the following conversions can be carried out? 2-chloropropane to 1-propanol. So 2-chloropropane to 1-propanol. How will you do? First, do the elimination to give propene. This propene, anti-Markovnikov's addition, you are going to get 1-bromo propane. Yes, students, it is very simple. Alkenes in presence of peroxide undergoes anti-Markovnikov's addition reaction. So how the following conversions can be carried out? Isopropyl alcohol to iodoform. So it is iodoform or iodine. What you are going to do? You are going to break this compound. This is very, very important, students. Iodine in presence of base forms iodoform test. You are going to get iodoform or similar to chloroform. You are going to get iodoform and remaining 2 carbons are going to be formed as salt of acetic acid. Yes, and 5NaI, this is water. This is common test. IPA gives iodoform test. Chlorobenzene to paranitrophenol. Forward question, chlorobenzene undergoes nitration to give para-nitrobenzene. Para-nitro, 1-chloro, 4-nitro, benzene as major. Why? This ortho position is not favorable. That is why it is giving minor product. Because the incoming electrophile NO2, it is electrophile. No doubt it can attack at ortho position. But when it is coming at ortho position, there will be repulsion between these two groups. Where chlorine and nitro both are bulky groups. So it is not going to be favorable at ortho position when compared to para position. So that is why para-nitrochlorobenzene is going to be formed as major. Next, 2-bromo propane to 1-bromo propane. This is straight for 2-bromo propane. Do the elimination followed by Kharash effect, that is peroxide bromination. Chloroethane to butane. Chloroethane, when you do Woods reaction, you are going to get butane. Benzene to diphenyl. Yes, Fittig reaction. Bromine ferric bromide, you are going to get bromobenzene, make bromobenzene and do the Fittig reaction, you are going to get biphenyl. Yes students, so diphenyl or biphenyl, same. Yes. Next, tertiary butyl bromide to isobutyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide, this is tertiary butyl bromide. When you do elimination, you are going to get propene, 2-methyl propene. This 2-methyl propene anti-Markovnikov's addition, you are going to get this bromide. These are all the methods to make different halogens. So always the halogenation is moving between two. One is Markovnikov's and another one is anti-Markovnikov's addition of bromine. That is Kharash effect. Aniline to phenyl isocyanate. Dear students, so in most of the references they have given this carbylamide test to make this isocyanate of aniline. Since we are learning from aryl haloarenes, so haloarene compounds upon diazotization, for example aniline undergoes diazotization. This diazo compound, when you treat it with silver cyanide, yes, I have explained why silver cyanide is going to be covalent and it is going to give isocyanate, phenyl isocyanate. So this answer is going to be the correct answer when compared to this, right? Carbylamide reaction also is one of the ways to prepare this isocyanate, but the use of chloroform and KOH gives isocyanate, benzene isocyanate, but it is very easy to make this aluminum chloride to silver cyanide, better yields. So the correct answer is going to be this. However, you can make isocyanate in this route also. Both are correct. Next, the treatment of alkyl chloride with aqueous KOH leads to the formation of alcohols. But in the presence of alcohol KOH, alkanes are major products. That is what I have been explaining. Dear students, it is very simple. Aqueous KOH gives OH ions very easily. These OH ions are very easily undergoes more basic condition more easily. So this OH easily substitutes alkyls. When it comes to alcoholic KOH, this is more basic. At the same time, for example, ethanol I am using potassium hydroxide in ethanol. It is going to form this potassium ethoxide. This is strong base. It tracks proton instead of removing or substituting halogen, right? So alpha and beta carbon here, whatever may be the R group here. Anyhow, so this butyl bromide, tertiary butyl bromide, when I use KOH in alcohol, let us write ethanol is an alcohol. Ethanol CH2 CH3CO CH2OH. Ethanol, it is undergoes elimination. Elimination means this potassium ethoxide is going to abstract this proton to give this double bond and it is going to out as HBr, right? To give CH2 double bond CH3. So this you are going to get when you are using alcoholic KOH. But same compound, if I treat it with aqueous KOH, so this aqueous KOH favors aqueous KOH taken for primary alkyl SN1 reaction takes place. Alcoholic KOH elimination. So aqueous KOH, it is going to undergo SN1 reaction. SN1, what is going to happen? Bromine is going out first to give carbocation. Tertiary carbocation is highly stable, so remaining methyl groups there, and now this takes up OH minus from here to give tertiary butanol. Why? You are going to get nucleophilic substitution. Next, primary alkyl halide. Yes students, they have given one sequence. So primary alkyl halide, we don't know the structure. Primary alkyl halide reacted with alcoholic KOH to give compound B. Compound B is reacted with HBr to give C, which is an isomer of A. So this A is not going to be the same of this. It is an isomer. When A is reacted with sodium metal, it gives compound D. Sodium metal means Woods reaction. This C8H18, which is different from the compound formed when N-butyl bromide is reacted with sodium. So N-butyl bromide, when you treat it with sodium, what we are going to get? Octane, N-octane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this N-butyl bromide is not going to be the starting material because it is not going to give same octane. So that means, so this is not going to be the starting material. What could be the starting material? Isobutyl bromide. Isobutyl bromide, when you treat it with KOH to give compound B, So what is the compound B? Alcoholic KOH dehydrohalogenation elimination. And this upon HBr treatment, it is going to give, what is the product? In presence of HBr, Markovnikov's product, it is going to give this butyl bromide, and it is isomer of this A. This C compound is an isomer of A compound, isn't it? This A compound upon Wood's reaction, it is going to form 2,5-dimethyl-hexane. It gives D. When it is treated with sodium metal, it gives compound D. Right? So this is how you can solve the question by taking example. What happens when N-butyl chloride is treated with alcoholic KOH? Just now what I said, N-butyl chloride or tetrabutyl chloride. What is going to happen? Alcoholic dehydrohalogenation. Simple, Sage-Jeff's rule. And bromobenzene is treated with magnesium in presence of dry ether. What is going to happen? Yes, you are going to get phenyl magnesium bromide. It is Grignard reagent. Chlorobenzene is subjected to hydrolysis. What happens? Sodium hydroxide. But this is nucleophilic substitution of chlorobenzene with sodium hydroxide is not that easy. It requires high pressure. See, 300 atmosphere pressure. What is the atmospheric pressure? 1 atmosphere. The room at room temperature we are going to have STD, it is 1 atmosphere, but how much we are using? 300 atmosphere means we are forcing the pressure to react this OH minus with chlorine, because this nucleophilic substitution under ordinary reaction conditions are not going to take place in aromatic compounds or aromatic halogen compounds. Ethyl chloride is treated with aqueous KOH. Aqueous KOH, what happens? Alcohol you are going to get. Ethyl chloride, you are going to get ethyl alcohol. Next, methyl bromide is treated with sodium in the presence of dry ether. Wood's reaction, students. Next, methyl chloride is treated with potassium cyanide. What is going to happen? Potassium cyanide, you are going to get cyanide. So silver cyanide, isocyanide. Please remember, students. Silver cyanide, isocyanide. Potassium cyanide, cyanide. But when it comes to potassium nitrite, you are going to get nitrite. And when you treat it with silver nitrate, you are going to get nitrate. Here it is methyl cyanide, you are going to get cyanide compound. So this is how you can solve all the problems, students. I am going to give the link to this PDF file just below of this video. You can download that and watch leisurely also, or else you can watch again and again so that you will get the answers very easily. Dear students, if you have doubts while solving these problems, you can write to me. Thank you, students. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel Venus Academy if you are not yet subscribed, and don't forget to click on like button and bell button. Bye. Sayonara.